Welcome back.
Hello.
We apologize for the delay. We're grown-ups. Deal with it.
There's work.
Work and life.
There's
and
work and life
business.
in general.
Yeah. But talking about being adults, you know what
Yes.
adults do?
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. But do you know
When you-
what
when
they
you're-
can do?
When you're a kid, you actually think like, I can't wait to be an adult. And then you get to be an adult and
it
it's
sucks.
shit.
Yeah.
It's shit.
It's shit.
Only
It's
cool
a-
thing is that you can drive a car.
Which
It's
sometimes
the
is
only
also
thing
shit.
cool. Sometimes, yeah, when the car has its issues, but that's
Or the other
besides the
drivers
point.
are the issue.
Yeah, also that, but apart from that, it's it's cool.
But do you know what adults can do?
No. Tell me what
Adults
can adults
can
do.
play with Lego
Yes.
that they bought with their own money, and they are not
Yeah.
restricted
Yeah.
to Christmas money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And why are we talking about Lego, my friend?
Because finally we have kind of a date for the Skywalker Saga,
And more
which
footage.
is it's finally happening, I guess.
Well, it is and it isn't, because they say spring of next year, I think.
Yeah, the first date was actually holidays last year or something. And then they moved to spring this year, and now it's for the next. So here's hoping.
I think they're going to release it on the Star Wars Day. That's my usual bet. I think that's the date. I'll be disappointed if that's not the date, to be honest.
If they're smart, that's what they do.
Especially because I think that we're approaching the. I'm probably mistaken with this piece of information, but I think we're approaching the 45th anniversary of the first movie. By my calculations, I think.
Yes.
I can double check because I'm terrible with dates. But
It was 1977, so yeah, 45 years.
Yeah. Star
Give or
Wars
take.
date. I think that this works. No. Star Wars movie. Mandalorian. No, I don't. I like the Mandalorian, but I don't want to know the battle. Yeah, okay. So we began with the Pokmon movie in 1977. So yeah, 45 years. I think they made the decision of, wait, why don't we just create the suspense and release it? Being douchebags, but forgiven because special anniversary edition. Just because.
Yeah, probably. If they're smart, that's what they do. Release it on Star Wars Day. If they're smart. If they're dumb, well, what can you do?
If it's good, like Pain and Panic say, if it's good.
If it's good.
But have you seen the new trailer? When
the one that released like 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah, with the new date.
Yeah, I did.
Is it me? Or does it look like Battlefront 2 with Lego mods?
With Lego, yeah. It kind of looks like that, yeah.
The side shooting, the fighting.
Yeah, but it looks really cool. It looks
Yeah.
really cool. I mean, it still looks like a Lego game, but it looks somewhat different. I mean, I know that it's not final gameplay footage, but it actually looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think
it's starting to look like a lot of fun.
When I think they'll actually, if they're focusing on a more diverse approach of first person or almost first person and third person view, I think that would be great because that I've played a lot of Lego games. I just finished, not 100%, just the main story. I finished the Lego Lord of the Rings game, which is always funny. The interactions and the way they create the universe around the franchise and the interactions and the special abilities and such. I think I still prefer the special effects designed either for the Harry Potter Lego games or the Star Wars Lego games. Then that one seemed a little bit more chill, you know? It's almost like all the other... in some ways, it looked like a pre-study for Lego City game. Very chill, very like you can only do this if you have a bow. You know, it's like okay, chill. The rope, okay, chill. Explosions, okay, chill. There was very less that sense of magic which I was used to with the Star Wars and the Harry Potter Lego games. What was the last Lego game that you played? Just curiosity.
I think it was the one with the Force Awakens. I think.
Okay.
When they released like the Force Awakens movie, I think that there was a Lego game with it.
Yeah. No, I played it also.
I think it was the last one I played.
Which was a very good one.
Yeah. The funny thing with Lego games is that although it's all in those familiar Lego figurines, it's so fascinating to see how they can actually have completely different styles and almost different artworks in different Lego games. It's still all Lego, but they look so different from one another.
Which
even if the gameplay is somewhat similar from time to time, obviously, but the art styles and the styling of the graphics, they're so different from each other, despite all of them being
Legos.
Games. Yeah.
I think that it goes with very good mashup with the universes they are grabbing, especially if the universe is not Lego originated. I mean, if you play Ninjago, Lego City, or the Lego Movie game, they look a little bit more Lego-ish than the others. But
obviously.
If they are grabbing non-Lego franchises like Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, which includes The Hobbit, Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones, which others there are?
Lego games.
Non-Lego universe Lego games.
Yeah. Star Wars, Indiana Jones.
Star Wars. They're like, if you
Lord of the Rings,
Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones,
Harry Potter, DC
and Marvel. DC and Marvel.
And I think there's another one, but I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah. And then you add.
So I'm sorry.
But do you remember the original Lego racing game?
It's somewhat familiar, but I can't say I remember.
It was just...
I have like small flashes of it, but I can't say I remember.
You add the extra races, and then you would buy new characters like the pirate and the astronaut, and the night, and then you had cars with like pirate themed and spaceship themed and medieval themed. The game was insane for the when it was released.
Yeah,
Tracks,
that's something.
Yeah.
That's something that later Micro Machines also adopted in their games, like having different characters with different stylings and different tracks with different themes. It was really cool. There was like the Frankenstein, like there was a policeman. That's something that we saw some other games then try to adopt.
Yeah. Another game that I also liked in the same theme based of it's a driving game but for kids, and they adapted it well, was the Hot Wheels racing game. I played like it was about 10-15 years ago, more like 15 I think, or in the middle, but some of the tracks or many of the tracks were like it remembered to be like it was from Toy Story, because it was tracks built in the middle of the room, so some obstacles were like toys. I think that was what originated the Mario driving simulator. Yeah, with the machine,
Mario Kart.
with the machine and the camera. I think that was kind of the basis of their idea. Not saying
Hot Wheels games are still very, very alive today.
Yeah.
Because I think there's one in development. I think.
Nice.
Several of the Forza Horizon games had Hot Wheels DLCs.
Yeah.
The third one actually had a complete separate DLC with tracks and challenges.
Damn.
Like the
fourth, but with Lego.
Yeah, the fourth one had Lego, and the third one had a complete DLC with Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
And the fourth one also has a small car pack that has like 7, 8, 9, 10 cars made by Hot Wheels themselves, like obviously in
big ass version, yeah.
Big ass scale, but they were actually constructed by the guys at Hot Wheels, and they actually brought it to the game. Yeah. So Hot Wheels is, besides still selling those little cars, in the video game department, they are still very, very much alive. Which is something that it's something that I actually was surprised to see, because there's been a lot of years without a proper Hot Wheels game.
Which is, I think that nowadays Hot Wheels still exists, but I don't think that kids are really gonna associate a small car with Hot Wheels.
Yeah, it's a different generation, obviously.
I think they're a little bit burnt in the idea no longer burns in the mind of children like it used to happen with us.
We actually grew up with those little cars, and we saw the little cars. Yeah, and we saw the little cars transform into
big
complete packages with tracks and challenges that you can buy and put in your room. And then you saw that grow into video games as well. And kids today probably will have to do the reverse track, you know. They will know them probably from the video games, and when they see them at the shops, they will be like, "Oh, they're selling real Hot Wheels cars now," and they will be surprised to see a small real Hot Wheels car.
Now,
and
emphasis on the now.
now. That's what I'm saying. Nowadays, but it's still a positive thing because they still have the like the reference and the lettering and the logo. It's iconic, the Hot Wheels written in flames, and I think it's still an iconic logo for kids, not only for us but also for the kids of today, I think.
You know one thing concerning Hot Wheels that I really regret. They never finished the show.
Ah, yeah, the show.
And the show was fucking great.
I think I never saw the show, but I've heard something about it, but I don't think I've ever watched it.
I saw some episodes on the TV. Then I had these discs from Shock Epic, which had some episodes of the show, the first episodes. So it was always in the back of my mind, like thinking, I should finish this to see what's the fucking conclusion. And then you end the show and we're like, where's the rest? Please tell me there's a second season. And no, there wasn't.
That's what happened to me with Pokemon, with the first season of Pokemon. I started to watch it up until the boat episode, like the boat that actually sinks down. I think that was the episode? Last. Yeah, I think it's that one. So I think when I was a kid, it was the last one I saw because I had it on VHS.
And you thought they drowned.
I knew that there were more episodes because I actually followed it through magazines and I saw the ads on TV and I played the Game Boy games. But I had them on VHS and then I stopped buying them because they were hell expensive.
Yeah.
And I only got to see how it ended, like, I don't want to lie to you, but maybe 15 years ago, maybe. So I was like, in high school already or something.
Which is also not a bad time to see Pokemon.
No, definitely not.
In fact, unpaid sponsor time. For those who that have a Switch, now they can have access to Pokemon TV.
Really?
And see some of the seasons of Pokemon. More precisely, first season, second season. Then they jump to season 12. I don't know why. And
that's weird.
And then I think they go to season 15, 16, like that. And then you have the latest seasons, like he goes to the island to study. And you have the Mega Evolutions. And now he's in the new voyage called Pokemon Journey. And he is like, has a new friend. And he almost seems like they're restarting the fucking shit again. And Ash just goes like, yeah, I'm going to pump my hand and forget everything. Like
I love how he never ages in 10 to 15 years. He never ages.
Yeah, no, he's immortal. There's actually a theory about that.
Yeah, and when they finally decide to change his appearance, they actually make him younger and derper, and so much derper.
Yeah, no, the seasons where he's in the island, when I saw the first time the visuals, I was like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah, it's so weird. The art style is so weird. It's probably the nostalgia goggles.
Yeah,
but it's weird. It's just weird.
Some say that there's that saying, when you love something, your that black part of your eye, the center, widens. you know, and every fucking single season or new redesign, the colored part of his eyes grows bigger. So I think, in fact, he's just loving and loving each more Pokemon as he goes.
Yeah,
that's my fucking theory.
Probably.
But I was asking,
Also,
I was saying this about Pokemon because, of course, I took my opportunity to see Pokemon from the beginning. I already saw the first episode just to kick in those feelings before you reach the part of Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander.
You're saying that's on Switch?
Yeah, you can also see
it's
on
an
the
app
computer.
On the Switch. Yeah,
but you can install the app. And you have access to these seasons that I said. Then you also have access to that four episode special from Pokemon, which was based on the first games. It's called Pokemon Generations or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
When you have Red versus, I don't know, is it called Green or Blue? I never remember which.
No, it's not Generations. It's Origins.
Yeah, Origins.
Pokemon Origins.
Origins. I was confusing with the TCG, which has an expansion called Generations.
It's a mini show, like
4-episode mini show.
4 episodes of episodes, like 1 hour episodes, like, or something like that. It's a really easy watch, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's a really easy watch.
You have another show with the trainers from the other generations, like that girl that had Pinup or the penguin, Pokemon.
Yeah.
That girl appears
after the 250. My knowledge of Pokemon starts to actually
downgrade.
Die out.
Yeah, but you know the starter that was a fucking penguin.
I know.
Yeah.
The first one's like the first 150, or 151 if you prefer. I am very familiar with it.
If you want to get technical.
Yeah, if you want to get technical, but then up until the 251, I am also very familiar with it. After that, until like the 350 or something, yeah, I know most of them, but then it slowly dies out. You tell me a name, and I'm like, who?
Who the fuck is
literally
that one?
Who? Yeah, what the fuck is this?
It's literally the time that they could bring back the who is this Pokemon, and we'll be like,
yeah,
shit, I give up.
Who's this Pokemon? Is it Eminem? Oh no, different thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if one guy grabbed Diglett, the Alolan version which has a string of blonde hair.
Yeah, that's another thing. I didn't even know that there were Pokemon with different versions.
Yeah, it started on the island.
Up until playing Pokemon Go, I never knew that there were 2 versions of Geodudes. Yeah. And one of them had big ass eyebrows. I'm like, why does this Geodude have eyebrows?
Because
confused.
Magnetic properties on the rocks.
Yeah. I'm like, why is this Rattata black?
Black.
I'm confused. And has a mustache. I'm confused. Why is this Meowth like really, really dark? I'm confused.
And beastly.
But then, I
love the new version of Meowth, to be honest.
Why does this Ponyta have cotton
fairy
candy
shit
on her back? Yeah.
No, the Ponyta basically became My Little Pony. The real shit in Pokemon.
Exactly. Thank you. But yeah, apart from that, I'm learning so much with Pokemon Go. I had absolutely no idea that these different versions actually existed. So
yeah,
thank you, I guess.
No problem. You're welcome, mate. But like I was saying, and talking a little bit in a bit about Pokemon Go. You have other shows, like the other trainers that appear on the video games and their connections to the legendary Pokemon of their game generations. You have another one called something like Wings of something something. I don't know what the fuck that show is about. I heard another special show is coming. You have like more than 20 movies now, I think.
Yeah.
Not all available, which is unfortunate. At least I always like to rewatch the first one. But I think the first one is available, if I'm not mistaken, on Netflix.
The first one is iconic, I think. Yeah, it's iconic.
I went to see it on the big screen. That one and the Lugia one.
On the cinema. I just saw the first one, I think.
Yeah.
And the others, I actually watched them like on VHS.
Yeah.
Or on TV whenever I actually had the chance to watch them. But on the big screen, I only saw the first one.
Yeah.
So
and Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, but I'm not counting that. But yeah, obviously that one I actually saw twice. So.
But yeah, for those who are those who joined the masses of Nintendo because they couldn't buy a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox and just boomed the selling enterprise of Nintendo during this last year, you have a ton of shit of Pokemon for now. That and some Star Wars stuff too.
That's good, I think.
Yeah, it's always good.
Yeah. I mean, there are some newer Pokemon that are just plain lazy design, but they're just lazy designs. Like, why do you have a Pokemon that's a trash bag?
And for me, the trash bag isn't the worst. I think the downfall started on the ice cream one.
Yeah, the ice cream one. Yeah,
the ice cream. Well, but if we really think about it, the downgrade started on the first 150.
How so?
Grimmer and Muck are just like piles of goo.
Yeah.
They're just like this. Someone grabbed and there's a Grimer.
Yeah. You can say that they opened up like a.
Or Voltorb. Voltorb and Electrode were also kind of.
Voltorb actually makes some kind of sense.
Yeah,
you
know? It makes it make it doesn't.
A malfunctioning experience with Pokeballs and magnetic fields. It makes kind of sense.
Yeah, they were already playing as gods. Well, technically that's the entire point around the first 151. You have the natural ones, then you have the experience, which was the metallic ones.
Yeah.
And then you have Ditto.
And the metallic ones actually became a type in the second generation.
Yeah.
Because in the first one, like Magnemite was just electric, you know? And in the second one it was electric and steel. So I actually think that introducing steel types actually made sense, and introducing like something like a dark type made sense because in the first one the psychics were overpowered. You had a psychic Pokemon, you could do basically anything you wanted.
That's why I love it. Gengar was like ghost psychic, and it was like fuck the shit. And I think Jinx was also psychic.
Yeah.
I think it's ice and
yeah.
psychic.
After the second generation, they also introduced ice there's actually a gym with ice Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think it's on the Johto side, and Jinx started as a psychic, but it's also ice now. Yeah. It actually made some sense. That's why the second generation has a special place for me in terms of games. Obviously, the seasons on the television were kind of different because they basically cram Ash into the story because they don't want to change Ash for someone else. But in the games, you start in a completely different map, in a completely different city, with a completely different character, and even your rival has a completely different backstory than in the first generation.
Yeah,
In the first generation, it's basically
red, blue,
Gary,
green,
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically Gary, but with a different name. He's like the nephew of the professor. That's why he gets a Pokemon and what a yada yada yada. And the second one, the guy just
Wins
just
the
steals the Pokemon. Just he has no name. Yeah, you choose the name throughout the game, and he basically steals the Pokemon because he's an asshole.
Oh, you mean the second generation?
Yeah, I mean in the second generation, he just steals the Pokemon. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just a huge hassle.
yeah, he's just an asshole, which was like it introduced like a level of edginess into those games that was really cool.
Yeah, but now that you're thinking, talking about the evolutions, and just to finish this last part of Pokemon, we're still missing two evolutions. Evolutions,
yeah.
We still don't have a ghost type. Neither.
How many does she have now?
So fire, water,
Electricity.
thunder. So it's Flareon, Vaporeon, Jolteon. Then
has the
you
dark,
add to Umbreon and Espeon, which was Psychic and Dark, or Dark Psychic, to be more certain. Then you have
and those
Glaceon.
And those five are the what?
Glaceon. It's the I think that's the name.
The ice one. Yeah.
It's the icy one.
Ice.
You have another of grass.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have
makes sense.
And then you have the latest, which is Sylveon, which is the fairy type.
So it's up to 8 or 7.
8. Yeah.
By
3,
now.
2, 2, 1.
Yeah.
So you're only missing ghost type and steel type.
Yeah, steel type, yeah. Oh, and bug type. If you wanna
bug type, yeah. Bug type.
If you wanna go like
bug is also a type, yeah.
Yeah, and fairy. Fairy is also a type.
No,
flying,
the
flying.
Sylveon is already Sylveon is a fairy type.
Oh, then
flying, bug,
flying,
fighting,
bug, flying, fighting,
metallic.
I know. Steel,
ghost.
Ghost. I know that there are some other. I'm trying to remember.
Normal, it's Eevee.
Yeah, normal it's Eevee. It doesn't count.
Nice,
but I know that there are some
rock?
others. Dragon
and rock.
Rock and ground. I think that those are two different types now.
Yeah.
Rock and ground.
So in some cases they just have to copy the Lego shit.
Basically,
because you had the rock type and then the sand type, and we're like,
aren't
you almost the same shit?
And they're like, no.
But you're harder, but if you're broken, then he controls you. Because
I actually find it funny that they have rock and ground has different types.
No, ground.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
It makes sense because there are some Pokemon. Yeah, it does. It does make some sense because there are Pokemon that actually are kind of ground type, like Sandslash. It's a
Yeah.
ground type, but if ground and rock were the same, it wouldn't make sense because Sandslash doesn't have anything rocky.
Yeah, just there are
S-
scales, but then Onyx wouldn't have
yeah,
anything
but
related to sand except sand attack,
yeah,
which is a normal attack, not
a ground
a
attack.
ground attack. I think.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Well, it was
Used
a
to be.
normal one. Used to be, yeah. But now
But
I don't know.
I think now it's ground type. Not joking.
Yeah, maybe they've changed
But-
it. Yeah, maybe they've changed it.
Yeah. But yeah, Pokemon. If you're bored at home, just go watch some episodes
Yeah,
and
Pokemon alive and well.
live and well.
Good to see.
And
Good to see.
now grabbing to a point of Star Wars, which is the
Mhm.
continuity of the stories, and that all big saying that they're trying to delete the last 3 movies, which is going to be hard with the Lego game releasing.
Yeah.
There was an episode of Pokemon like years later when Ash has like this necklace which
Mhm.
had a half of old Pokeball
Mm-hmm.
in small size, and apparently Gary had another one.
Yeah.
The point was that they knew since childhood, and
They were like the perfect halves of each other.
yeah, they were going to be the best and already competing, and saw this Pokeball floating down the river and all this, trying to grab the Pokeball because they said, I'm going to be the best trainer, so I'm going to start ahead of you because I deserve it. And they were trying to fish the Pokeball. Each one is fishing the ball at the same time. And the ball breaks because they're pulling to different sides of the river. And the Pokeball was empty. Surprise.
Surprise,
But
motherfucker.
they decided at that point we're going to be rivals, but like friend rivals,
Yeah.
And
you can actually
if you-
see that throughout the show. You can actually see that although they are rivals, obviously they are, but throughout the show there's never that hostility between them. Yeah, like Gary pulls the joke sometimes. He's kind of a bully, but yeah, there's never that hostility between them that you actually see between rivals in other shows and in games,
But-
so it's nice to see that little touch that they are rivals, but they are still friends.
Yeah. But
They're just competing for the same thing.
But this gets to the weird point that in the first episode, they didn't know each other.
Oh yeah, they're like that. But I think that's
They were
actually
they were like, "Who the fuck are you?"
yeah, but I think that's a small mistake that they made.
Yeah.
I don't know if they didn't have like a clear
Vision.
idea of what to do with them. Maybe Gary wasn't supposed to be like the main rival or something, you know?
Just the
Maybe they planned
bitch has in
maybe
the beginning.
yeah, maybe they just planned on making him like that annoying guy at the beginning that is always pushing Ash's buttons, But
Yeah.
a few episodes later you actually see that they actually know each other and they are actually friends. So there's actually also that theory that Professor Oak gives the Pokemon to Ash because he wants to bang his mother. So I think
That's
given
totally
that-
relatable.
given that, I think that every theory is acceptable.
No, I even think that. What was Gary's first Pokemon? I think it was a Squirtle.
I think it was a Eevee, supposedly. I think it was supposed to be an Eevee.
Huh.
But I need to see more
episodes.
but they never like show it properly.
Yeah.
So,
Which
but
was
I
the first
think
Pokemon, yeah.
if you're going to base yourself with the yellow version
It was
on
an
the
Eevee,
Game Boy,
yeah.
which was like the most faithful to the show. They made the yellow version specifically to follow the show because some people were confused.
Yeah.
If you followed by that version, it was an Eevee. And in the show, they actually give some hints that the first Pokemon was a rare one, so one could actually argue that it was an Eevee, but they never like say it straightforward. It was this one or that one. They all they say is that the classical starter ones are all picked.
At least
So
to the point where Ash reaches Professor Oak.
yeah, that's why he opens all of the Pokeballs and they're all empty.
Okay. But yeah, returning to the continuity of the story and people trying to backlash on the latest movies, continuity is not going to be an issue with the next project, which we already discussed here on the show, but it's going to be released really soon, like in 16 days to the date we're recording. So
and we will be here to discuss them.
Yeah, and I hope they're not going to be like, I hope two things: that they are not short, and that they are going to be released one each week.
I would say that they will be. Maybe that I think that they will be like in an average. I would say that it would be like the length of a Bad Batch episode.
Yeah, I hope so.
Like or half an hour or something.
The between a Mando show and a Bad Batch show.
Like between 30 and 45 minutes, I would say.
Just to savor like a mini movie. Because
especially because each episode has to tell a complete and concise story, so they can't be too short.
Yeah.
But if they're too long, I think that people will
lose focus.
Lose focus on what's being presented. So,
well, Afro Samurai is 4 parts of about 1 hour. So, and it's mostly action. And I was just thinking about Afro Samurai because it's one of the weirdest shows I've seen in the anime world. But the fun fact is we're going to see the reactions because people are going to be fucking divided, in my opinion, with Visions. You're gonna have the people that love them and the people who are going to complain it.
Oh, there's always going to be people to complain about it.
Yeah.
The same people that complained about the Clone Wars being a cartoon show and that the Bad Batch was a cartoon show and Rebels was
a cartoon show.
Was an even more childish cartoon show and that Resistance was a childish cartoon show. Obviously, those people will complain about Visions.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be those guys that, oh, why are they doing this in anime? Why the fuck? And whatever, yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, there's always going to be people that will complain. But I think that overall, my projection is that Visions will be a success.
Yeah,
because
I'm pretty
it's a
sure.
very, it's a very different way to present Star Wars, and I think that that's exactly what Star Wars needs right now. It doesn't need to be necessarily like edgier. It doesn't need to be unnecessarily violent, and obviously it would be nice to see like a more aggressive side to it. Obviously, we've discussed this like last year when we discussed the possibility of like having like Tarantino directing a Star Wars movie, for example,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But it doesn't need necessarily to be a more aggressive in tone, more dark in tone. It could be just this, like a very different styling, a very different way of storytelling, and I think that it's exactly what Star Wars needs right now, because it closed the circle with the Clone Wars, and it still kind of lived in it with the Bad Batch, and it closed the circle with the Mandalorian, but it's going to reopen it later this year with the Book of Boba Fett. So I think Visions comes in a very perfect way and a very perfect timing.
It's like the 5 afternoon tea. You have the big lunch, you have the big dinner, and then you have that 5 afternoon tea, which you just relax and enjoy your toast and your Earl Grey,
or it's like someone
or brunch.
Like I would, that's what I was going to say. It would be like having someone experience brunch for the first time, I think.
Yeah. Like,
so I'm going to have my first brunch this month with Visions.
And then and then you're gonna tell to your friends that already used to doing some brunch and then got out of fashion and say, we should do this every single week of our lives.
I actually have friends that like very much going to brunches, you know, and I'm like, I have absolutely no interest in going to brunches. I don't understand the logic of a brunch.
I think that brunch is a social time, in the meaning that you're not cranky with breakfast, because usually breakfast is just when you've just fucking woken up. You're lazy, you're in a bad mood. Some people have very bad mood when they're sleepy as fuck. And sometimes people lunch, it's just fucking chaotic. Most restaurants are fucking full, or you have to reserve. So you created that small pace that is not going to be for everybody. But those who that want to enjoy it, just do it in that non-super busy time of the day.
Yeah.
Because people are either at work or doing shit.
I think it's aimed at the people that enjoy having breakfast at lunch and lunch at breakfast, but are just too shy to admit it.
Yeah.
So, like, I have no problem saying that I can eat a pizza at breakfast or having cereal at lunch. So, maybe pizza, that's why I don't go to brunches.
Cold pizza in the next day is one of the best breakfast ever.
Definitely. It's one of the best meals you could have.
Yeah, it's just that's you can savor it. It's not too cheesy. The flavor of the ingredient is still there. Yeah. And you just like it, and it has bread, so it's like bread with extra shit.
It's an English breakfast.
It's an English breakfast just in one slice.
Yeah, it's a British breakfast in an Italian slice.
Which the Italians are going to hate it that we are saying this, but fuck it.
No, they would hate it if we said that we like pineapple on it.
I do.
I don't.
I do.
I think that's a crime, putting pineapple on a pizza, but fine.
Why?
Whatever. I'm not Italian, so
but
I have no issue with it.
But why is it a crime for you? I have to ask this.
I don't know. It's just so weird. I don't think that
because it's
fruit
a vegetable.
Belongs in,
because it's a fruit.
No, it's not because it's a fruit. Because tomato is a fruit.
Exactly. That was my trap. You didn't fall into my trap. Congrats.
I know that was the trap.
We see the same memes.
It's just so weird. I don't know. It's just a weird. Maybe it's me that I was never like accustomed to it, but it's just a weird. And because I feel it's weird, I actually don't enjoy the taste.
Yeah. Well,
I can't even start.
For me, to be honest, it's more weird people that smash banana with fish.
Mm-hmm.
Like
banana with fish.
Yeah, I know some people that do sandwiches of banana and tuna.
Fine. I take it back. Pineapple on pizza is not disgusting.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Banana with fish is disgusting.
Banana with tuna. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, dude, stop it. Dude, what the fuck are you doing? Why?
Yeah, it's
we actually know a guy that would eat it and say it's delicious, but
no, I know two people. I know really closely two people people. When you say two, and then you say people or persons, I never know.
I think
individuals. I know two individuals that do this. When they do it, I was like, why?
Yeah, it's so weird.
But then I'm the
Banana
guy
on
that
pizza.
when I used to go to McDonald's and such, which I no longer do it because fuck you guys and don't want to die. I used to grab fries and dip it on the ice cream.
Ew, that's nasty.
I think it
Fries
was
on the ice cream.
Yeah, fries
disgusting.
was fucking lovely. And I also I grab hummus.
It's disgusting.
I do a sandwich with hummus and peanut butter.
That's normal-ish.
Sometimes I add a slice of cheese.
That's, I guess, normal-ish.
But I told this to one person and she looked at me like the Italians look at people that put pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
It was like looking at her.
Maybe it's
like, why the fuck?
Maybe it's because I already had lots of pizza in Italy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I can't handle pineapple on pizza. But after what you just told me, yeah, maybe pineapple on pizza is not so bad.
It's like when you're Italian and you see someone putting pineapple on pizza or ordering it, and then you start hearing the music of The Godfather.
Yeah.
And then the guns just start loading, and then something happens which is more disgusting than the two people combined. It would like be an hip hop version of the Godfather intro or something.
Do you know what's the cheapest thing you can actually buy in Italy? Like in a supermarket?
Pasta?
No.
Wine?
It's like a bottle of water.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously cheap. Like even cheaper than here.
Well, they have a city that it's full of water, so I'm not surprised.
I think that they are actually like the country in the world that actually drinks more water per
citizen.
capita.
Yeah.
Yeah. But their water is like so thin. It's like it doesn't quench your thirst, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, the water there, it's so thin. It's if like you
the
drink
pH
like
ain't right.
a bottle. Yeah, you drink like a giant bottle, and you're still thirsty. It's so weird.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and they actually do something that it's so nice. They actually drink like sparkling water, like with the gas, you know, before drinking an espresso.
Oh, no, that makes sense to clean the palate.
Yeah, we were there, and I was like, we asked for 2 espressos, and the girl gave us like the two espressos and 2 small shots of sparkling water, and I was like, "Ma perché?" And then she explained it. It was like to clean your mouth and your palate,
Yeah.
so you can enjoy the coffee. And they actually know how to like
Do
give
a
you
coffee. Yeah.
a proper espresso. Like you will never drink a burnt espresso there, like you do on some coffees here.
That's the funny thing, because sometimes when I go to the restaurant in front of my office for the afternoon meal, I ask for a sandwich, a coffee, and sparkling water with lemon.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to thinking that, like, why am I cleaning my palate for this coffee that ain't fucking great?
Don't
why
don't ask. If you're going to ask the sparkling water, don't ask with taste. Just ask for normal one.
I don't like it
makes
much,
such
but I understand that
but
it helps clean the palate better.
It's not just to clean the palate, because it takes all the other flavors from your palate, but it actually also opens up the pores in your tongue. So the taste of the espresso will be much more intense.
They should do that in espresso shops.
I was like mind boggled.
Yeah.
Like first day in Turin, we go to a coffee shop and like two espressos, and she gives us like the espressos with 2 shots of sparkling water, and I was like, what the fuck? I'll just ask.
But did you think like, what the fuck, with the Italian hand, or just thought, what the fuck?
Yeah. I was like, ma perché?
Ma perché?
Ma perché? Yeah. It was so, and then she actually explained it, and I was like, yeah.
Oh.
That
makes
sense. Yeah. Italians actually know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, I'm not surprised.
It's so weird.
I'm actually not surprised that they actually know what the fuck they're doing.
Unlike in World War II.
Exactly. They learned a little bit. Every time you do a mistake, they learn a little bit.
Yeah, they wave their hand and like, sì, porca miseria.
Porca miseria. Next try.
Buongiorno. Antonio Margheriti. What a way to finish. Finish the conversation.
What a way. But talking about what a way. No, I'll savor this for the recommendations. But yeah, Visions will premiere on 22nd September. This is also another unpaid sponsor time. Well, it's not actually sponsor time because the podcast main image is like Star Wars, so I don't think that counts as sponsor time.
There is no sponsors here.
There's no sponsors. Paid sponsors.
We are totally independent.
Yeah.
We are totally independent.
No money. no money goes inside our pockets.
We do it for the love for the art.
We do it because we like to speak shit.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Let's not lie to them.
We like to spend a couple of hours per week saying shit on the internet. Basically, that's it.
But good shit. We're not offending people. We're not trolls.
No.
We're worse. We're podcasters.
Yeah. But we don't force people to listen to us. So
except when we grab some strangers on the dark side of the road and then we put inside of abandoned buildings and put them to listen to the show like it's like Clockwork Orange but without the eyes.
Yeah, with the ears.
It's just the ears, so they can close and cry and blink. But actually, we blindfold some just to enhance the sounding experience.
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah,
like
just to
those
enhance
little
it.
experience that some tried at the movies. Like, now close your eyes and imagine this, and they just bombard you with sounds and this experience, and you have to create the entire movie on your head.
That's actually a really fun experience.
Actually, it is.
I tried that once. It's such a cool experience. Like and then you talk with other people about
What
the
you
same
thought,
experience.
what was.
Yeah, and people will have completely different stories in their heads. So different from yours. It's so cool.
I remember this little experience that they had at our theaters, which was a plane crashing. And you have to imagine what type of plane, where it crashed, who was the guy speaking, what was around him, the type of water. You could think all this shit. You could go like early beginning of flight to something taken from No Man's Sky, whatever you wanted. Be human, be terrestrial, whatever. But would always be funny to ask to another person, when the guy drowned or was drowning and then was recovering in sea or whatever, who was that guy for you? And see what people would imagine for that character, because that's a thing that happens in this new wave of people doing podcasts. Either it's just telling stories or playing some games, especially tabletop games, because you're listening to these stories. Then before the official art appears, you imagine this guy being 2-meter tall guy wearing Crocs, just because, like 55 size shoe Crocs. And then you think, what was your idea for this guy? And then the guy says, like, for me is a halfling that wears shiny shoes. You know what I'm saying?
See, yeah, I'm following you. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
the
there are
creation
some.
of the complementing of the mind when you're just listening, it's amazing.
Because like podcasting is not just like sitting and speaking like tons of shit, you know. It's not just like sitting there interviewing other people, you know. There are so many good ones, like stories, like the ones with that actually tell stories, like some that actually read some books, like there are already podcasts for so many different types of audiences that only a fool nowadays doesn't participate in one of those experiences in their lives, you know.
I can understand
it's just for
experience,
once.
exactly. That's what you get. What I was going to say. I understand if after you try, you don't like it, because it's not for everybody. Let's be honest. It's not going to be for everybody. Not everybody is going
Obviously,
to follow. It's like you're reading a story and then you're listening to another person telling the story, and it goes both ways. I kind of like, for example, I tried just the first 2 chapters because then I got involved with other shit, but I managed to get the Ahsoka novel with the unabridged recording of the writer.
Yeah.
I think it was the writer, but basically it's I think that the writer, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it wasn't the writer, but who was telling the unabridged story was the same voice actress as Tano.
Maybe no, it's not the author.
It's not the author.
It's not the author of. It's not the author of the book.
Yeah.
But I've heard that she was actually participating in some things related to podcasting.
Yeah.
And not only that, but she has her own brand of clothing.
Yeah. That I also know that the voice actress. But yeah, that was the issue. The unabridged recording, or because unabridged, do you know what the unabridged means?
No.
And a bridge is when they tell the story exactly as it is. It's like a person reading the story without changing anything of what they're reading. For example, if you're reading a book and then you think that book would be better explained in this way than the original way, that's not an abridged version. An abridged version is just reading exactly what it is. And there's a funny story for those who are interested. Go to YouTube and search. I always forget his name. It's like, do you know V for Vendetta?
Mm-hmm.
The fat, tall guy which had the Quran on his house.
Stephen Fry. There's a version of him reading unabridged Harry Potter books. Mm-hmm.
But there was a phrase which he had. I'm not going to say what phrase it was because I'm going to make people go to YouTube. Oh, the crimes. And search for it. But he was telling that he had trouble saying this and spoke to the author. And I'm going to leave this story here because the story is so funny how he tells it. But just go search for Stephen Fry interview Harry Potter and the Bridge books. The video and he's telling the story on one of those talk shows is just fucking fantastic. But yeah,
nice.
We have for the schedule today more or less 15 minutes. So I think I'm going to suggest for us to go to suggestions.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think it's time for some recommendations.
First of all, I promised something to a friend, but then I forgot her page. So I'm going to say that my dear friend Mariana has... which is my sponsor in this show. And I know we'd say we don't have sponsors, but basically she lets me use her Disney account to see Star Wars shit. That's why I bring you my point of view in these wonderful matters. She has like a Etsy shop and Instagram shop. I promise her, if she's listening to this episode, waiting for my recommendation to be our website, I apologize because I forgot the name of the shop. But
we can share it on our Instagram.
And I'll speak about it right at the beginning of the next episode. I fucking promise.
You better write that down so you don't forget.
Yeah, that too. I'm writing it down. It's on record. It's on a written agreement, a spoken agreement, and
a gentleman's agreement.
A gentleman's agreement, because I don't want to lose my sponsor. I know that you won't take the sponsor away because of this, but a gentleman's agreement is next episode is the first thing I'm gonna mention it.
Like a pre-recommendation.
Yeah, pre-recommendation is like a forgiven recommendation.
Yeah.
But for recommendation, What We Do in the Shadows, Season 3 has finally started. And I just fucking love that show.
I still haven't seen it, to be
Oh, you
honest.
should. You should. I think uh, there's. I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a part on the end of the first season that I think that you're gonna love it.
Nice. Then I'm going to start watching
Yeah.
it.
Plus, it's
Maybe
still
maybe on the next episode I will have some things to say about it.
and you still have participation of the original cast of the movie, which includes Taika Waititi.
Obviously.
The original cast is still a member of the productive team for the show.
It would be a shame if he wasn't there.
Especially but I meant in the not in the, as an actor, but his hand is in play. You know.
Yeah, like he's producing stuff.
Yeah, the main producer is the guy on the movie that played Vlad the Impaler.
Mm-hmm.
Is the main producer of the show. The show is still the same satirical comedy, which was the movie. A little bit diluted to last longer, but
the complete basis of the movie was actually that, like a real satire.
Yeah.
So if they actually follow the same tone,
they do. Not in an intense way. You have a little bit more break because it creates the opportunity for different stories each episode, which is not bad.
mm-hmm.
In some cases, it could go bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. How do you say bad in what's the? I'm forgetting the name of the land which Van Helsing. Not Van Helsing. The Dracula originated Transylvania. How do you say bad in Transylvanian-ish?
I have absolutely no fucking idea.
This wasn't a prompt for a joke. I actually don't know. I was actually curious.
Write it on another post-it.
Okay. How do you say bad? No, I say, I know how you say it. Bad.
Fuck.
Hey, this was my joke.
The fuck.
Bad.
That was a bad joke.
It still worked.
Yeah. So yeah, we still have like 8 minutes or something.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of recommendations. One of them comes a little tardy, but better late than never.
Tardy.
So for people who may be a fan of racing games, make sure you don't forget to buy Forza Motorsport 7 if you didn't have the chance, because the game is being delisted on the Xbox store.
What?
So it may be your last chance, but the real recommendation is that if you're a fan of racing games, the new test drive is coming, and it looks incredible. They're actually recreating the city of Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
So far, from what I could gather, it's a real scale ish replication of the city. So I'm very curious to see what they bring in this game. The trailer is already online, so it's actually like a month or two old already, but I've been forgetting about it, sadly. It's really cool, so if you're a fan of racing games, please do check it out. And my other recommendation is, if you haven't had the chance of seeing the Suicide Squad, go watch it. It's really different from the other. It's very different in not only in tone, but the pacing and the structure of the movie is completely different.
And probably the jokes.
the jokes as well. Yeah, the script is completely different. It's not a reboot. It's not a reboot. It actually like
follows.
It kind of follows it, like the whole fight with the villain of the first one. It's kind of non-existent, but there are a lot of things that are actually in continuity from the first one. So do watch it because it's really, really cool. And once again, Margot Robbie was born to play Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
She just steals the show. There are actually 3 actors who steal the show in the movie. One of them is Margot Robbie, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. Wait.
For people who mean...
Wait.
Sylvester Stallone, yeah.
Wait, he appears?
He is the voice of King Shark.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
for real?
He is the voice of King Shark. So he makes a pretty damn good King Shark.
Damn.
And he steals the show with the character. And obviously the Portuguese actress Diana Melchior, she also
steals
the whole show.
Yeah.
Yes, she steals the show. She has a really neat... well, it's not her, it's her character, but younger. Like a small scene which is supposedly set in Lisbon, in which Taika Waititi actually appears.
Oh.
So I just remembered this small flash.
So basically, we had a missing opportunity of getting his autograph.
No, because I don't think that it's not. It's definitely not filmed in Lisbon. You know, it's like a tower. It's a tower like of a church. You know, they are at the top of the church.
Oh.
And you can see Lisbon in the background.
Oh.
But it's clearly like green screen. So
because people can travel.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
But she actually steals the show as well as Ratcatcher. So
okay.
These are 3 great reasons to watch it, because I know that you want to watch it.
Yeah.
When you go and watch it, you will be blown away by the opening few minutes of the movie.
I want to watch it but
there's like 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah. There's like 5 to 10 minutes before the opening credits. They will absolutely
fuck
blow
my mind.
You away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to go, now seriously, next week I will be around there, like on Sunday.
Okay.
I think I'm free on. I think I'm free on Sunday. So Sunday, if you want to go,
Sunday seems good because I'm kind of. My services have been required for Saturday, at least most of the part of the afternoon and the morning. But I'm sorry for the accent. It was not on purpose. I was just trying to speak on a not funnier, thinner voice. But yeah, I think that if that special theater has a good show hour for the show, it's a possibility. It's a possibility, yeah. And we'll grab our microphones and stuff it inside the coats and in the small laptop and just review the entire movie during the entire
live.
Yeah, during the no back cuts. If we speak in Portuguese and say bad shit, fuck it. We already do. And if it's going to be special that is going to be banned like about 15 times by DC before they just go like, yeah, okay, whatever. You say worse shit about Star Wars. Actually, you don't, but let's leave them away in the fake episode. And Star Wars, now it's Marvel. Let's say like this, or Disney. So it's the competition. Yeah, like let's do like a 2 hour and 30-minute live review.
Special, yeah.
Special. Why not? Why the fuck not? Does your computer still last that long, or is the battery?
I don't know. I don't think he can. I don't think he lasts 2.5 hours. But it's an experiment. Let's do an experiment. I guess. Yeah. So I think our time is up.
Yeah, I think our time is up. Jim's going to say that I saw Cruella. Finally, I got the chance to see Cruella. It's been available on Disney Plus since the 27th of last month. I saw it this weekend. It's fucking great. My mind has been blown away when they tried to grab a villain and do a movie about the villain and breaking down the barrier of the villain properly.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. But yeah, that's my last recommendation. It's Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil.
The original song.
Oh, I love it.
So good.
I love it when they play it at the end. That let extra bit with about the dogs and the music is like, got it. But yeah.
So yeah.
Time is up.
I think that we'll be back next week.
Yeah.
So hugs, kisses, and masks on the mouths.
Before or after the kisses?
During. During. You need to stay protected.
Yeah. Protection. And it's not about the Charizard.
Yeah.
Card.
So yeah. Thank you so much for being here.
And have a wonderful time.
A wonderful week. A wonderful week.
I was going to say time, but time is relevant.
It's the same. Both works.
Both works.
Yeah. And so yeah.
Bye.
May the force be with you.